Hello YouTube, this is Chris, and today we are making fidget spinners. Now I know what you're saying, old and busted, deader than dead. But true story, a couple of years ago, I deliberately didn't buy one of these things because I didn't know if it'd be like fun for a week or fun in the long term. But heads up, these things are still fun to play with. While this isn't the sexiest of design exercises, there were some challenges and fun details to overcome. So when I first started thinking about this and how I'd put my own spin on it, I started thinking about the weight first. You have to have weight on each appendage to get it to spin well. And I quickly landed on the idea of using coins as the weight. Of course, about 1 billion other people have already come up with that, but for most people it's still pretty novel. This was the first one I made, and each appendage has 2 Hong Kong dollar coins in it. They have a really cool scalloped edge I had never seen before, and they were actually what inspired me to do this first version. And then I really quickly realized that these would make great souvenirs. You know, they're novel, they're fun to play with, it's cool money, it's cheap to make. It's got it all. And if you're wondering if the dust on the lens or the schmutz on the table is annoying me, yes it is. So now I'm going to really quickly take you through the design and creation of the geometry. It's really straightforward as geometry creation goes. I did record a full tutorial for those that are more interested in the technical details, and there's probably going to be a link popping up around here right now. So check on that if you're interested. One I really liked that I made with quarters. So it has a pocket for a quarter on the top, pocket on the bottom, and then a slot for a hidden nickel on the inside to make the weight. I think between 15 and 18 grams is something I'm kind of shooting for. But how do you start something like this? Well, you start with what you know, right? So what you know is the size of your bearing that's going to have to fit in. So that's a couple of circles, extruded a couple of quarters of an inch. So now we know that, we can build everything off of it. Ignore that. I'm not sure what happened there. So hide that. So you can see this is a very simple shape that we're drawing as the first step. This is sort of the basic, this is like the basic thing that you need. In terms of structural integrity, this would probably work just fine. But in the next step, you can give it sort of a little pizzazz and a little customization of some kind. So rolling to that, it's just a very simple sketch on that top surface, extruded the same amount, and it gives you kind of a cool little geometric feature. But if you wanted to do anything different, and I think you do, you could do something like drawing a circle about the same size, offsetting that, a generic thickness of plastic. And backing out. And then you get a sort of very different shape. So you can really quickly alter the feel, the look, the feel that you're going for. So this is me just trying some stuff, and I sped it up because it took a little bit of time. But basically I'm drawing a bunch of circles, offsetting them in different ways, and power trimming them. The cool thing about fidget spinning is you get to do a lot of power trimming, which is really satisfying. So bear with me just a moment. It shouldn't take long. Back. Oh, I gotta go back. Do a circular sketch pattern with 3 instances. Huh. That's weird. I'm not sure that I don't like that. But regardless, in this step, you can kind of do whatever you want or nothing at all. And then it's basically, cut a pocket for the quarter on top. As a separate step, I cut a pocket for the quarter on bottom. I'm sorry, first I cut the through hole for the nickel, and then I cut the pocket for the quarter on the bottom. And the reason I did it in separate steps is that I have to print supports for that surface right there. And it always is a little jankier under there, supports. You have to rip them out. It gets all sort of messed up down there. So I give it a slightly larger offset to accommodate the coin over there, or under there, I should say. Then it's just about circular patterning around those cuts and giving it a little chamfer to look good. Bloop, 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 bloop. And that's it. That's it for the geometry creation. Now on to the making, which is the fun part. So I really liked the fidget spinners I was making until I happened upon this two-tone white and red colorway, and now I love them. So this is just a glimpse at the actual 3D printing on my Ender 3.
For this version, I did use super glue to secure in the coins, but you can dial in your circle sizes to get a good snap fit as well. Be very careful with the super glue around the bearing. Learn that one the hard way. If you'd like more details on the center holdy bit, check out the full tutorial. But I did just go with a simple press fit there.
So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. If you had any questions or comments or see me doing something stupid, go ahead and leave it in the comments below and I'll try to respond. You can also find me at _Twitter, at _notice. On Twitter is my handle there. I'll put links to all the materials and sources and blah, blah, blah in the description below. So check that out. And until further notice, I'm Chris.